impressions of what Wendell Carter can do?
We've seen it for a while with Wendell. Like he's such a dynamic roller, a very good rim protector. He's a very good decision maker. Defensively, he can guard multiple positions. So he's been great. The energy's been great from him. Just his ability to, like I said, guard multiple positions as well as play multiple positions.
He mentioned something at Media Day when asked, what are some of the points of emphasis that was taken into the offseason for him. And he said one of the areas was to be able to defend stretch five, but also stretch four. Does that mean it's possible that he could play alongside a Mo or Robin?
Well, just like you said, positionless journalism, that's positionless basketball right there. His ability to guard one, switching on ones, guarding stretch fives, twos and threes, his ability to do that is what makes him unique and what makes him special. And that's what we're trying to get all of our guys to understand, that being able to guard multiple positions is a big thing.
Obviously everyone here has a track record, even the rookies, where you can review tape and get initial thoughts, but how much leeway do you give to see how people are under a new system, under a new set of coaches, before you make any determinations about what people can accomplish or do?
Well, the one thing, and constantly I try not to put a box on these guys, because that's our jobs as coaches is to find out and see what their maximum potential can be. And you put them in as many situations as possible to grow and to get better. And so if I just label them as this, then it becomes tough for them to grow. So I'd like to just give them as many opportunities as possible to see what their strengths are, and then just build on those strengths.
Got a couple days, 2 days now. How do you feel like the guys are progressing to where you want them to be as far as getting with the current teaching and installing those principles?
I think the foundation is being laid very well, from our intensity, our positivity, our enthusiasm during the practices, the defensive focus, the level of communication is getting better and better every single day. These guys getting tied together. We talk about 5 guys on a string on a nightly basis. They've really adapted to that, and they're buying into it.
Today be a one practice day?
Today was a one practice day, yes.
I know Michael Carter Williams hasn't been able to really participate, but what kind of leadership is he showing kind of from the sidelines?
Michael is fantastic. His ability to see things as a player on the, has been through these situations and helping these young guys to understand different scenarios that sometimes, coaches may not catch all the time. He can talk to guys differently because he's felt the situation, he's been in that situation, and I think that's great for these young guys. He's another coach out there right now while he's not on the floor.
I don't know if this is an ask. I stepped over here late, but how's Wendell looking to you?
Well, you just jumped into positionless journalism. So what that's happened is just he's looking really good. Like he's working his tail off. He's doing the things that we're asking of him, running the floor, defending multiple positions, playing multiple positions. It's been great.
And what's going to be what do you see out of the bigs in terms of how Wendell's progressing, what Robin will be able to do as far as the veteran development?
Well, what it is with all of them, and just similar with our guard situations, is that they're all continuing to push each other and make each other better. And I think that's what they understand that, and they know that. So, and I told you, this is a group about making the guy next to him better, no matter what that looks like. And they've been pushing each other extremely well.
We know that Chino was kind of missing his day-to-day with the hip issue coming into camp. Has he been able to do a little bit more? Where's he at in his recovery as far as?
Everybody's been active. He's got himself out there doing some things, and so it's been good.
Is Jonathan contact cleared yet?
There's no timeline on him, and he's got his rehab protocol that he's kind of going through right now.
He hasn't been cleared for contact.
Hold on.
Got a job to do over here, man.
We in the huddle.
All right, it was a good day at work, fellas.
Hey, so you guys understand tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow
it's completely off. This thing is locked out.
That is this gym, fellas. That is this gym. This gym is locked.
What we got?
Let's go, y'all. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family!
Y'all get out of here, man. You guys get out of here.
Will guys not be permitted in the gym even to shoot on their own? I know what if that is true. I know the reasoning, but
we constantly talk about that when it comes to recovery and guys being better and being fresh for a season. And I think part of that is them understanding that they need body rest, they need recovery, they need those right things. They will come in for treatment and do the things that they need to do to get their bodies right, but you don't want to overdo it. They just kind of work themselves to the point that they're not fresh for the next practice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you answer my question? I couldn't even hear you.
Oh, when you talked about J.I.
Is he clear for contact?
J.I. that's the situation I think we're just going to really just continue to monitor and see how he goes with the protocols with his rehab.
What's his practice level right now? Is he just going through?
He's done some things. He's been on the floor with our guys a little bit with passing and moving and working on it. He's got a protocol with our medical staff that he's done a great job with, and they're doing a fantastic job with making sure that he's monitoring and progressing the right way.
All right.
It's been going well. I think everybody relishes the opportunity to come into the arena and be around everybody. I think the guys are doing a great job of keeping each other accountable and pushing each other.
What have your initial impressions then of the two rookies in Jay on the front so far?
They've been great. They've been trying to pay attention to the details, and what's impressed me is that when they see something, they're vocal about it. They let their teammates know, and that's something that we need from everybody.
You unveiled your rookie hazing magazine club. Have you told them about it, and how have they reacted?
I told them, and you know what? I think they've embraced it a little bit. But some of the second-year guys haven't. Which, what's the rule? They haven't played 82 games.
They got 10 more games.
Right? Yeah. Like RJ and Cole, they were saying, "Oh, I'm excited. I'm not a rookie anymore." And I think I'm gonna have to send them to the airport because that's the only way. The airport's the only way you can get print media these days. I'm gonna have to send them to the airport to get something.
You've obviously been in many training camps throughout your career, but how would you assess the spirit and enthusiasm of this group so far?
I think it's been really good. I think the staff's doing a really good job facilitating it.
You're going to be a veteran guy who helps the bigs like Mo and Wendell, and well, both Mo's actually. And, how do you see these guys as you've practiced them so far?
I mean, they're skilled, they're hard workers. I know the main thing that I struggled with at that age was consistency. And that's just something that comes with experience. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be helping them. They're both really skilled. They're growing their their basketball intelligence every day. So, just here and there, I'm trying to help everybody on the team.
Yeah. Seems like you're having fun out here, are you?
I think we're having an okay time.
Yeah.
You've obviously been through a ton of training camps, but what's still the difference in getting adjusted to a new coach and a new system, especially when everyone's kind of getting adjusted to?
Yeah, I mean, there's always an adjustment period. I think really you just have to throw yourself into it.
And you played with Wendell years back. Can you tell that he's a different player now than he was then?
Yeah, for sure. Some of those uncertainties what he had on the floor, he's a lot more confident when he catches the ball. He knows what he wants to do. He knows where his spots are.
What do you remember about your first training camp?
I was in Phoenix, and we had a really very veteran team with Steve Nash, Shaquille O'Neal, Grant Hill, and it was still kind of the 7 seconds or less era of the Suns near the end of that. So we did so much sprinting, and we had 14 seconds, 10 seconds on the shot clock, stuff like that. That's mostly what I remember. A lot of running, a lot of veterans.
Did Shaq or Steve Nash put you through any kind of crazy rookie hazing?
Steve, not so much. Shaq, though, I heard he had mellowed out by the time he got to Phoenix when I told my stories to some of the guys here. But Shaq, he would have us, Goran Dragic was the other rookie there. He would have us carry his keyboards onto the plane. We had to do defensive slides in the middle of a crowded, popular, hip restaurant. We did some karaoke at one Suns event. I did the theme of Cheers, and Goran did the Greatest American Hero.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, of course. And you know what? That fun, it passes down from generation to generation. I hope I can have some fun too.
Group of bigs have high expectations. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I'm going into my fourth year. I kind of know what to expect. I know I got to take care of my body a little bit better. Make sure my mindset is right. Just come into it and just prove. I'm in a situation where I'm able to prove what kind of player I really am. So I feel like it's a great opportunity for me and this team to do a lot of things. Our backs are against the wall. They got us as underdogs this year, so we can really do no wrong. All we can do is just go up from here.
You've played with Robin before, and now he's back with you. How is that?
It's good. I like Robin. He was my vet when I was in Chicago, so he taught me the ropes as an early bird. But no, he's a good teammate. He's a good dude. He understands, the business of it. He understands that he wants to win, no matter what it is he has to do. So, it's always good having someone like that on your team.
Have you and Mo Bamba been able to do any drills together? And if so, what do you feel about the chemistry between you guys?
I feel like our chemistry is there. Ever since I got traded here last year, we were pretty close. Off the court, then on the court, we just learn each other's tendencies, what we like to do, what we don't like to do, and we just kind of feed off of one another. And now in camp, we've went against each other a little bit. We played on the same team a little bit, so we got to kind of feel for one another. So whenever we are out on the court together, we kind of know what to expect.
You're still young in the league, but you've been through a lot of training camps. You've been through a lot of coaching changes. How difficult is it to kind of grasp what a new coach is asking at the beginning of the camp and kind of get the ball rolling?
My rookie and sophomore year, I probably say was my toughest because I was just new to it. I didn't know what to expect. But now I kind of understand. It's a business. Things happen. I've had several different head coaches now, but at the same time, I understand. The quicker I can get a grasp of what he's trying to teach us, the better it'll be for the team. So, it's definitely a skill to have, being able to pick things up pretty quickly, and that's something I try to do.
Through 3 days at camp, obviously, but do you feel like guys are picking things up pretty quickly here?
Oh yeah, for sure. For us to be such a young group, I feel like we picked up a lot of things. Like, he's not having to repeat himself a lot. I feel like that's something that we wanted to make sure that coach didn't have to do. Because we're a young team, so I didn't want him to feel like we're not going to listen or we get distracted easily. That's something that we all as a team try to make sure we didn't do.
A lot of the guys have kind of described these practices as energetic and fun.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a good vibe, even if there's a seriousness about the work, what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Mose definitely gives us that great energy. He comes in with his own energy. He kind of brings his own energy, and we just match it.
Well, you were out in Vegas practicing a couple of times with the team. What was your focus out there? What were you looking to do better?
Just from what the coaches have told me, they just want me to be more aggressive on both ends of the court. They feel like I'm a really good defender. They feel like, late in games, I'm able to switch on the other players, switch on the, threes and twos and fours, and on the offensive end, just taking my shots when they're there. Just manipulating the offense, manipulating the defense, finding ways to, get easy points for myself, get other teammates involved, be a facilitator. So that's really the main thing I was working on while I was out there.
As far as your shot, what do you want to get better at?
It's three main spots on the court I feel like I can be very, very deadly at, and I think from both corners and from the trail spot, top key. I feel like those three areas, with those being the shortest three-pointers, and then the top of the key, trailing in, usually bigs are back a lot. It'll give me a lot of time to just set my feet, take my time. So those are the three spots I want to master, and then, just kind of work my way around from there.
I know Michael Carter Williams is not participating, but
yeah.
Could you sense his leadership? He seems very vocal.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's been in this thing for a long time, and I hate that he's injured right now, but he understands that he has to bring value in other ways, and that's the way. Just knowing him being a very, very good defender, he understands what you got to do. Both for both bigs and for guards. So anytime he gives us little pointers, we always welcome him.
And what did last year being here, the limited time that you were here, what did that help you coming into this year?
Just being. It was my first time being traded, honestly. So that was a big jump for me. And just staying ready. As soon as I got traded, I played in the next game, and I just had to pick up on some things really quickly. And then just like here in training camp, we got to pick up on these things quickly. We got a game on Monday, got to get ready for it. So. Just being able to, like I said, pick up those things quickly and just be able to apply them in the game.
When you're traded and you get thrown into a game the next day, is that difficult or is it just basketball when you get out there?
The coaches have a sense of understanding that, I was used to a whole different system and all that. So when I get here, when I got here, they kind of just, wanted to play basketball. They didn't look at it as an opportunity to, try to put in a whole bunch of plays, a whole bunch of defensive techniques and things like that. They wanted to see how I played, see how I was able to adapt to my teammates. So that's kind of how it was. But then once we had more time together as a team, we practiced, we got plays under our belts and things like that.
And then you got to learn some more.
Yeah, now we got to learn some more.
Offbeat question. How is the integration of the new basketball coming in? Obviously, it's something that's new basketball is always something you gotta get used to. Is everyone feeling the new brand here?
Yeah, it's good. It takes a little bit to get used to though. Usually with the old Spalding balls, you can just wipe sweat on it and it gets sticky. But these, they're a little bit more slick, but they're still basketball. You get used to it.